In a judge acting badly situation, we've got a woman by the name of Sonya McKnight, who is now a former judge. From the sounds of it, she's been disbarred. Not her first brush with the law either. And I'm not talking about being in the courtroom. She has been convicted of shooting her ex-boyfriend. He was the ex at the time of the shooting. She was painted as being a jealous individual. Now, she maintained her innocence, but the court found that, well, her being the only other person in the house kind of didn't make sense, that the gun just floated around and shot him itself. But she was living there. They argued at trial that McKnight was a jealous partner who didn't like that she had been asked to leave, but her attorney said ex-boyfriend couldn't identify the shooter. Well, he's also blind now, so... But let's let you hear... Okay, the first thing I'm going to play is the talking about when she got convicted, and the second is her being convicted, or the sentencing. So here we go.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
WGAL News 8 begins with breaking news.
And welcome back to News 8 at noon, everyone. I'm Brian Roach. That breaking news: a suspended Dauphin County District Judge accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend in his sleep has been found guilty of attempted murder. News 8's Tom Lehman joins us live from Harrisburg with more on the verdict.
Yeah, Brian, that verdict coming in just a little bit under 2 hours of deliberation by this jury here at the Dauphin County Courthouse here in Harrisburg. And they found Sonya McKnight guilty of attempted murder as well as aggravated assault in this case that stems from what prosecutors have argued from the very beginning was an incident involving her shooting her ex-boyfriend, who had just broken up with her a week prior, at his Susquehanna Township home. This incident happening last year, February 2024. Prosecutors saying McKnight was the only person who could have shot her ex-boyfriend, Michael McCoy, in that home. McCoy said he could not see when he woke up in excruciating pain during the overnight hours of February 10th. He couldn't tell who shot him, but he was adamant that he did not shoot himself. And to his knowledge, McKnight was the only other person in the home when he went to bed. We heard from Cumberland County District Attorney Sean McCormack just shortly ago about the case. He was prosecuting to help avoid any conflicts of interest with county and state law enforcement.
I think what I talked about in my closing is using your common sense. That's what I urge the jurors to do. There were two people in that house, and only two people in that house, and one of them, the one who was shot, said he did not shoot himself. The logical conclusion is the other person did it.
The McKnight was led out of the courtroom after the verdict was read in handcuffs. She was being taken to the Dauphin County prison as she had her bail raised to $3 million after the convictions occurred earlier today. A sentencing is set for May. However, her defense attorney indicated that he intends to appeal the verdict that came out of court today. He said that he simply just does not agree with what prosecutors argued and that McKnight did not shoot McCoy. But again, she will face sentencing in May and was taken to the Dauphin County prison after the verdict was read today. Again, Sonya McKnight, district judge here in the Harrisburg area, convicted of attempted murder and aggravated assault.
We are coming to you with breaking news out of Dauphin County. Former Dauphin County Judge Sonya McKnight has been sentenced after being convicted for attempted murder and aggravated assault. Thank you for joining us right here at noon. I'm Candace Scalise. CBS 21's Fatima Moen was in that courtroom today, and she explains how long she's going to be spending in prison. Fatima.
Sonya McKnight has been sentenced to 13.5 to 30 years in prison for shooting her ex-boyfriend. While in court, she also announced her resignation to her judgeship duties. McKnight's defense attorney Corey Leshner called 7 witnesses to present their final comments on McKnight's character and service to the county. However, Judge Howard Ninsley made it known on the record he found her not guilty. The 57-year-old will now return to the Dauphin County Prison with the time she's served to count towards her final sentencing. Judge Ninsley explained that the new sentencing guidelines actually work to benefit McKnight for her 2 charges of attempted murder and aggravated assault. McKnight shot her boyfriend Michael McCoy in his Susquehanna Township home back in February of 2024. The shooting partially blinded McCoy. McCoy testified that he woke up in extreme pain and that McKnight was the only other person in the house at the time of the shooting. McKnight and her defense team now has 10 days to file a post-sentence motion, which means that the defense can now challenge that final sentencing verdict. Now, the judge has 120 days to accept it or deny. Reporting in Harrisburg, Fatima Moen, CBS 21 News.
You wonder why things can't get done in court. You got judges that are shooting at their boyfriends. This is Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, that this is going on. She was elected as a judge in Dauphin County in 2015, had been suspended without pay in mid-November 2023 after the Court of Judicial Discipline, which handles misconduct allegations against judges, said she violated judicial probations from a previous case regarding a 2020 traffic stop involving her son. She was acquitted of criminal charges in that matter. She also, get this, shot and wounded her estranged husband in 2019. Prosecutors didn't charge her, citing self-defense. Yes, this woman definitely needed to be on the bench, right? Uh-huh. That's the way it goes anymore, but unless her appeal goes through, she's going to be spending between 13 and 30 years in jail for this. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.